It's been about a year since Miss Rona came and decided to stay with us for a while. So I thought that I would mark the occasion with something that reminds me of our time in quarantine. Two things came to mind right away: banana bread and sourdough starter. I have tried for years to try to start my own starter, but I'm a horrible starter mother and I just can't seem to do it. So that's gonna just take some time. So naturally, banana bread, which makes sense because it is like the quarantine OG. Everyone was making banana bread right in the beginning. It's delicious, so obviously it makes sense. But I have not made it this entire quarantine. I haven't made it in a while actually. So I'm gonna start. Now let's get baking. Preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit. Let's go. First are some bananas. These are from the freezer, so that's why they look kind of questionable, but you're gonna need a few very ripe bananas. I've got the bananas here and I'm just going to give them a good squish. Ideally, these would be fully thawed or actually fresh from the counter, but they're still kind of frozen, so I'm gonna work them a little bit. To my bananas, I am going to add an egg. Oven's ready. Sugar, vegetable oil, and some vanilla. Stir it up. Now time for the dry ingredients. To this mixture, I'm going to add in some all-purpose flour, some baking powder, baking soda, kosher salt, and cinnamon. And give this a stir just to incorporate. You don't want to get too crazy and stir it for too long. Just make sure there are no dry spots in here. I'm gonna switch to a spatula. Thank you, Mr. Whisk. You have done your job. I'm gonna make sure you get all the sides and the bottom until no dry pockets appear. This is good to go, but I like to put some chocolate chips in here, so that's what I'm gonna do. I've got probably too much chocolate, but there's never too much chocolate. I've just dusted it with a little bit of flour so it won't all sink to the bottom. Gonna fold these in. Definitely a lot of chocolate. Another delicious thing would be peanut butter chips in here. You know, peanut butter banana, it's a thing. We're ready for the oven. Grease a baking dish. Now I'm gonna pop this into my preheated oven for 30 to 40 minutes. It depends on how thick your loaf is, but you just want to make sure that when you stick a skewer in, it comes out clean. Look at this thing of beauty. Clean. This was in the oven for 40 minutes. Ugh, look how pretty it is. Make sure it's all loose. And pray. It is full of chocolate chips. It's still so moist in the middle. It is just like barely done. I took it out at the right time. Look at how beautiful that is. Now I'm gonna do it like I do it. My favorite way to eat banana bread is hot with very thin little slices of butter. And here's where I will work in the flaky salt. Maldon, one of my favorite ingredients of life. Is so good. Sweet and salty is just the most perfect flavor mix you'll ever have. And there you go. It's not the cutest thing, but like, it's delicious. She's got a personality. Here we go. This tastes so good. Oh, the chocolate just gives it like a perfect little sweetness too, because it's really not that sweet. Not a lot of sugar went into this. The bananas were kind of sweet, but the chocolate just puts it over the edge, but it's not too sweet. And that butter and the salt. This will be gone tomorrow if I don't get rid of it. Okay. I can't think of a better way to celebrate what has been an interesting time in all of our lives than with the OG ride or die banana bread. You have to make it. Enjoy.